Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Clueless Collective podcast. We are your magnificent hosts. There's Dawn over on that side, and then you got Revan right here. This one, and then there's
out things.
There's me. It's Ashen. Hi, how you doing? Today's episode is episode 13. It's called Unlucky for Some, and you'll see why. It's sort of a double reference, as always. If you don't know what this is a gaming podcast where we talk about all things games because we're insane, and it's clueless because we don't ever know what we're talking about.
We just like games. We like talking about games.
So professional.
Yeah. So shall we get right into it?
I think we shall.
Suppose so.
I suppose so.
Good. All right. So first up, our week in gaming. Revan, start us off.
I have been playing too much Civ 5 and 6. It's addictive. Look, there's actually a massive difference between Civ 5 and Civ 6, which I will go through in detail at some point on the podcast when we get to it. But it's very good, and I will explain later.
Better than the previous Civ?
Yes.
Give us... Okay, right.
I think it is, anyway.
Oh, controversial.
Controversy.
Already? Wow.
I know. It's alright, we haven't brought up No Man's Sky. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Revan. I completely...
Hey!
Look, it's going to get good.
Yeah, of course it is.
I thought we'd lost something
That's a funny joke.
You've little faith.
Can you blame me? Anyway, Dawn, what have you been up to?
Video games, but mostly this week I have been playing spooky video games because Dawnwhisper Spectacular this week. Right. So I played Slender for the first time on Monday, which was joyous. And it was the new version of Slender, and then we also played the old remastered version of Slender at the end of the stream. And lots of Gmod, because people love playing Gmod on stream, apparently.
That's the thing, yeah. So give everyone a rundown of what Spookwhisper Spectacular is. What is it?
Yeah, it's a Halloween celebration. So I've been playing horror games pretty much all week, and it will be going on till Thursday. And we have Amnesia on Thursday, which I am looking forward to.
Yeah, totally. You're not terrified or anything. I mean, we played through Amnesia, didn't we? For the... when did we play?
We did. The
it
first
was your
face
cam stream.
Because I did my face reveal at 500 subs, and it was the first stream I did with my face, and I was really nervous.
Yeah.
And Ash streamed with me as well. And that was a really good stream, actually. It was really sad because we had the file of the whole stream, the recording, and it had been corrupted so that our voice was like massively behind the actual game. So we never released the highlights, which made me sad because it was a really good stream.
It was a really good stream. I think everyone had fun, and it was great seeing your reaction when you were screaming.
Yeah.
Everyone enjoyed that. Hey, I don't scream. I squeal in style.
I heard some girly screams during Slender.
Right. I have a naturally high-pitched voice. Mm-hmm. I can't help it.
Of course, you weren't just
I can't help myself.
No, exactly.
I'm just a pussy.
Yeah. Basically, that's literally. I hate horror. Anything, whether it's films, stories, whatever.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch a Halloween film with you when you come down here.
No. The only Halloween film I like is also a Christmas film. Can you guess what it is?
Oh,
wow!
Don't mention Christmas around you, Ash.
No, don't.
He loves Christmas too much.
I am very much a fan of Christmas, way more than I am Halloween. So if you look on my Twitter right now, my avatar is my logo with Christmas.
So ashamed of you.
My wallpaper right now is literally just a Christmas.
Literally a Christmas hat on his logo.
Yeah.
Already.
Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. It's not even November.
Look, right? I think Halloween is a made-up holiday for people to dress sluttily and get free food.
Is that a bad thing?
In hindsight, sounds quite good.
I haven't got either of those things so far. Damn it.
But we're going to Five Guys tomorrow.
Yes. Should I dress as a slutty witch to go to Five Guys?
Yes.
Just for the experience, because there's like no Halloween parties on where we are.
Yes. Yeah. Just.
I was gonna do a Halloween cosplay stream, but then I haven't got a costume, so.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you could always put like a sexy ninja and just wear your underwear and put some like weird straps across you, and
I'll
then
just
that's
get like my underwear and then a witch's hat, and that'd be socially acceptable, right?
That'll
yeah,
do.
pretty much.
Topical.
Wow, that's a Jessica Negri reference, FYI, for anyone interested.
Not Jessica Negri, that other girl on YouTube who's twerking to the camera and wearing undies to stream in.
Oh,
Damn
okay.
it, I said we weren't going to talk about that. Damn it. Brought it in. Anyway, my week in gaming consisted of not gaming because I was at work and Dishonored. So today I streamed, I think it was about 2.5 hours of Dishonored, and it was really cool. So if you don't know, I'll give you a clue with the t-shirt. I like Dishonored, but I never managed to play through the whole game, so I decided that seeing as Dishonored 2 is coming out on the 11th of November, I would play through the first game on stream for everyone to watch so that I'm ready to go for when Dishonored 2 comes out, and I inevitably can't afford to buy it because it's like $60.
Early Christmas present.
Yeah, early Christmas present.
Yeah.
I mean, you are working now, so...
It's true, it's true. Yeah. I could technically get it
in a game retail stores.
I know. It's convenient, actually, working at game.
Yeah.
And being a games designer.
Mm-hmm.
And doing a gaming podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Because I find out lots about games, which is very useful. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. I've been enjoying it so far. We just did the first boss. Wasn't even a boss fight, really. It was just me being uber stealthy on the last fight. The whole game, I was killing everybody. And then
murder.
And then the one time I didn't kill anybody was when I was doing the main mission, and the only person I killed was the boss. But it was cool.
I love that point where you were like, I didn't mean to kill him. I meant to sleep him. It was the controller, I swear.
Yeah, no, it is because the controls are swapped. So if I pressed right click, it would use whatever's in my left hand, and if I press left click, it uses my sword in the right. And I kept getting confused because it's the wrong way round. And I'm like, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll knock him out, and then I slit his neck, and he's dead. And I'm like,
yeah.
At the end of the day, you had to do that.
It was not fun. But anyway,
you're an assassin.
That was our week in gaming. Now up is we don't have a Kickstarter this week, nor do we have a giveaway, unfortunately, or a question of the week for that matter, because we've been extremely busy and we haven't really had much time, so there isn't one. Sorry. But we are going to move on now to gaming news. So, start us off, Revan. What's happening in the gaming world?
So it's quite a big news story. It's been happening for months now. Voice actors from our favourite games have been going on strike, mainly from games from about the early 2015. Basically, they're striking against unsafe workplaces and underpaid staff from the industry. We've heard quite bad things about their work practice. Not just developers. It's not just developers. It's kind of a mixture of how their contracts are being worked on. So some voice actors are working hours that may damage their voice, which in the end of the day is bad for themselves, because obviously their health is more important than the games, but also us, because we won't get the best out of them. But also actors that actually you see. So say, for example, Mark Hamill is in the next, I think it's in Star Citizen. He would be paid thousands more than these voice actors that, to be honest, we have more connection to. Like the guy, Nathan Drake, the guy who voiced Nathan Drake, which I can't think of.
What's his
Dawn
name?
loves.
Nolan North.
Nolan North.
It was my life.
Of course
Just
you know
like Nolan
who it
North.
is.
I mean, he's a
so
celebrity.
much.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He's got a brilliant sense of humor as well. Like if you watch any interview with him, it's just really entertaining.
Exactly.
I'm a fangirl. I am indeed. He's great.
It's a shame that who a lot of people, not just Dawn, absolutely love and admire, he doesn't get the amount of money that he's worth or kind of deserves, because I mean it's hard work being a voice actor, not just on games, but stuff like animated series and and other things.
Look
it's
at
a real
Matt
shame.
Mercer. Matt Mercer has voiced so many games, and people recognize his voice. Like, he voices McCree in Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
He voices Abe in Evolve, which we'll talk about later. Convenient link there. And he voices a ton of other games as well. And the thing is no matter how well known you are, you're still getting paid awfully. You know, it's a shame.
It is a real shame.
And they love what they do as well. And like, if you look at one game for one voice actor, you suddenly start realizing, oh my God, they've been in like everything. And you're like, oh, they're in Batman, and then they're in this, and then oh my God, there's so much stuff that they're in that you just don't even realize because they change their voice so easily. But they are asked to do some really tricky stuff. And basically, they'll have recording sessions where they're doing combat noises. So they're just in the studio going, ooh, for like 4 hours until they're like, yeah, that's the right noise. And it's like, wow, you ask a lot of them.
And they get paid $800 per 4 hours.
It's nothing. It's just nothing.
Yeah, I watched an interview with the girl who does lightning. And she said she literally, for about 2 weeks, she was in the studio doing combat falling noises. Like, so when she falls from a high place, she was going, for like a week. Because they were like, no, that's not the right sound.
And it's a real shame that they put so much work into this and they don't even know who they're voicing as well. Because there's Steve Bloom, who is a very well-known voice actor in the industry. He's voiced the most characters in games of all time. Like, he's the number one voice actor for video games. And he voiced the main character in Fallout 4 and had no idea. Because they don't tell them who they're voicing, because they're worried that they're going to leak information, even though they've already signed a non-disclosure agreement. And it's like, they don't tell them, so they can't ask for more money because it's a main character, you know. And it's a real shame because they put so much work and like love into their characters.
Exactly.
And film actors get a huge brief about the character and their role in the movie and how many lines they're going to have compared to other people. Like, their credits are even, listed in the amount of lines they have. Like, but voice actors have no idea how influential the character is going to be, which is sad.
Which is very sad.
But on the bright side, hopefully the union that they've been putting together will get a resolution on these things, because they do. And I think a lot of gamers realize that these guys are as valuable as actors in a way, and hopefully their contracts and stuff will be changed, and hopefully they'll be able to get the right amount of money for work they do. So
I hope so. I hope it's not the case that less famous people just step in and do it because they're not doing it. I hope that they actually get the traction they want on this.
Yeah, it's good. Hopefully we'll see a resolution from it.
Yeah, they've got a lot of backing, so.
Definitely. Anyway, on to more fun news. One of my personal favourite stories of this week is Skyrim Special Edition finally is coming out. It's coming out on the 28th, so in just 2 days. So it'll probably already be out by the time you listen to this, because I probably won't have uploaded the podcast to the YouTube channel by that point. So it's out. Go download it. So it's really cool. They've redone the graphics of the game. They've modified the engine to support 64-bit systems as well, so it should run a bit nicer. You should get better frame rate, and it should look a lot nicer. There are some really good trailers on YouTube if you want to check those out, where they've shown off the new particle system. So many of you, if you've played Skyrim, will know that one of the first missions you do is you go and find the Dragonstone in Bleak Falls Barrow. The walk up there is a very snowy area, so you've moved from kind of like the river up until the mountains, and it starts snowing heavily. Well, if you go there in the new version, it's literally like full-on particles in front of your face. There's huge amounts of snow. It's going to be super immersive, and the thing is people have said, it's just Skyrim. They've just made it look pretty. But the thing is the whole reason Skyrim was so interesting to people was the experience, the immersion of the world. And I think if it could do it with those graphics, what's it going to be like for these ones?
It's incredible.
It is a very important part of immersion. You know, things looking pretty, believe it or not, is very important to getting into the world. So I personally want to have another look at it because I played quite a few hours in Skyrim, but I didn't do everything that I could have done. So I'm probably gonna take another adventure.
Yeah, me too. I think it's gonna be good. Can't wait.
And the good thing is if you are a PC player and you have the original version of the game and you have all 3 DLC, you actually get the special edition for free. And in fact, you can preload it right now on Steam if you already have it. So if you go to Steam and look under E for Elder Scrolls, you should see Elder Scrolls Skyrim Special Edition ready to preload. So you can download it now. It's about 9.2 gigabytes or something. And you can then play it when it comes out on Friday. So if you're in the UK, it's Friday at 1 a.m. If you're not in the UK, it's on Thursday at something or other in the evening. So sucks for us because me and Dawn have a lecture on the Friday afternoon, which means I won't get to play it until Friday evening. So
starting to write your sick note now.
Yeah, I'll copy. So Pete Hines wrote a thing on Twitter, and I'm just going to copy it. So it's like, sorry, Ashen can't attend university today. He's come down with a case of rock joint. Signed, Dr. Argenborn.
Oh, shame.
The funniest thing is, it's a world design lecture. It's not even a boring lecture. We're literally designing worlds like Skyrim. So be bad to miss it.
Yeah. So if you guys want to see that, I'm probably going to be recording. I'm recording a series for my YouTube channel. Which is just youtube.com/ashengaming. I think they changed the way URLs work, and I'm also going to be live streaming some of it as well on probably a different character, most likely on Saturday. I might do it during the day on Saturday. Oh no, I can't do it during the day on Saturday. I'm working. In the evening.
Oh no!
In the evening on Saturday.
Nice. And I'm away all weekend, so I'm just going to host Ashen. You have to go watch Ashen.
Yeah, so that's really cool. But yeah, so Skyrim Special Edition, if you can get it because it's awesome. And mods will eventually be ported over. It's not going to be too difficult, but yeah. Anyway, on to the next bit of news.
Right. While I clear my throat. I am dying slightly.
Get inside.
Oh, it's awful. So, Civ 6. I've played about 5 hours of it. It's amazing. But let's start with Civ 5. You know how Civ 5 is really slow?
Very.
Even not just in multiplayer, but in single player. Well, let's just say I did about 250 turns in one night playing Civ 6, which is, I mean, that's like an hour, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Timing it. That's incredibly fast for a Civ game.
You and me have very different ideas of how long a night is for Civ.
That is true.
There is no morning.
You could finish the game. If I think that's the sort of night.
That's pretty fast. Like even
that is pretty fast. But other than that, it's a really well polished game. I'm really enjoying it. I think it probably is better than Civ 5. Not just graphically. I mean, it's so. I like the fact that when you get into the menu, it's just simple. You've got the blue background with the compass and the stuff, and it's just nice. And the music really fits it. I mean, I think the music's probably way better than last year's.
You can't beat no Baba Yetu.
No, that's in this game.
I know.
Don't worry. But it's just beautiful. Just beautiful.
Remastered Baba Yetu.
The third time as well.
Third time, wow.
Because they did it for Civ 4, then they remade it for Civ 5, and now they're doing it again for Civ 6.
Wow.
What about multiplayer? Is multiplayer still a pain to because that was my biggest gripe.
I was just watching a bit of the Oscars because they put their first video out, and apparently it's pretty good sometimes.
Pretty good sometimes.
Sometimes.
No, I think it's a lot better now. They didn't have as many crashes, but I mean it's early days. I think once they get a few patches in, they'll kind of just over the next few weeks, maybe the year, it will be. I think it'll be a well-polished game. I'm looking forward to what else they're going to bring out DLC-wise, because I think they did a few for Civ 5 at the end of its life.
Yeah.
Can't remember what they were.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really fun. I think the Civs are better, but also slightly different. But also, it's a bit complicated as well when you get into your Civ. So I started off as Victoria.
Yeah.
Why not? And you have to. I know, just Pax Britannia and all that. Now you have to manage your housing. So every time you grow as a city, you get housing. So you can't work so many tiles unless you have the housing to populate, your workers. And that's quite an interesting way of doing it. I think a lot more. I don't know. It's just a lot more better. I don't know how to describe it.
Okay.
Lots more better.
It's just
so is the housing mechanic kind of replacing the food mechanic from 5?
I
where you
think
have to have, this many...
Yeah, because the food doesn't seem to matter as much. It's much more about your gold, your science, and your research, and all of the main things from Civ 5 that you kind of always looked at. Food was always just a thing on the side that you just had to make sure
so that you can grow.
Exactly, that's about it.
Culture.
But anyway,
culture victory for you. No warfare.
Sure.
Yeah.
Even though Rome decided to declare war after
no excuses.
That's ridiculous.
That. Can you go nuclear weapon Gandhi in this one?
Yeah, of course you can.
Oh yeah.
Nice. So I'm gonna tangent real hard right now.
Go for it.
I found this in my room.
Oh my god.
I can't see your
camera. I know, it's great. Neither of you know what this is, and it makes it much more fun because neither can the audience listening to this.
My imagination is doing terrible things right now.
Yeah, it's long and red, and it's a bit pointy at the top.
Me?
Sometimes it gets very hot. And it goes a bit sticky sometimes.
Should you be showing this on Twitch?
Yeah, I'm showing this on Twitch. Right,
I think we're going to get banned, guys. Yeah. You're streaming my channel, bastard.
Anyway, so Civ 6 is good, but you can't say anything, but it's good.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. I haven't played enough hours. I haven't got to I haven't even got to mid-game.
Yeah.
I haven't had time to get to mid-game. But this weekend, I'm going to play a full game. It's going to be amazing.
I would love to get a big multiplayer game together for a stream. That would be
so much
just have
fun.
a 24-hour sort of stream.
Yeah.
Rip.
Until it ends and we're all half dead.
Yep.
Yes, do that.
That would be great. You could do that when you hit 1,000 followers.
I was going to do a 24-hour stream if I ever hit 1,000. So we'll see. We'll see about that.
Yeah, that's good. But on to other more gaming news. I'm going with it. Screw it. I'm going with it. So, so one of the most popular games on Steam right now is Path of Exile. If you don't know what Path of Exile is, it's basically a Diablo-like game. So you go around, you have a character, there's a super intricate skill tree, and it's like an RPG kind of thing. And you basically collect a bunch of loot and do PvP stuff. It's very good. But it's interestingly in the news today because one of the Diablo lead designers, David Brevik, who is very, very famous for designing, I think, Diablo 3. I don't know if he did Diablo 2 or 1, but he definitely did 3. He's just moved to the Path of Exile team. So a game that is designed to be very similar to Diablo just got their lead designer working on it, which is pretty sweet. It's a free-to-play game as well. I've played a fair amount of it. I've played through like half of the game with friends, and I don't know if you guys have this. Have you ever done that thing where you play a game with a group of people? You play like halfway through, then you don't play anymore ever, and then you get together with another group of people, and you get to the same point and never play again, and you just keep doing that.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was that popular right now.
Yeah, it's in the top 10 Steam games.
Because I think it was not this summer, but the summer before I played quite a lot of it, and then I was like, it was good, but I'm kind of done with it for now, and I left it. So it's a good thing that it's so popular, I think, because it's a different style of game than you'd expect to be up there in the top charts.
Yeah, it's pretty competitive as well. Like, people are really serious about it. So you can play like a hardcore character, where if you like die, you're out, and you have to remake a new character.
Oh.
Like they have Iron Man mode like built into the game as well. So like you can choose between a regular league or a hardcore league, where you get like way more powerful monsters and stuff, and you have to be really careful.
Hardcore every time.
Yeah, but the game is actually quite difficult. It doesn't hold your hand. It literally like it will send hordes of monsters at you. I don't know if you've played it, Revan. Have you?
No, I haven't. I probably should pick it up, I think.
Yeah, it
sounds like an interesting game.
Yeah.
It's really customizable in terms of like what spells you want to use during combat.
Yeah.
Like you just have scrolls and you can stick like I think it's 3 or 4 scrolls at once.
It's gems that you put in the weapons.
Okay.
And yeah, you can just choose whatever you want and really customize your combat.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Okay,
And you don't even have to like spend points to swap stuff out. You just stick another scroll in there and then you're like, hey, I want fire today. And
it's true.
you're done.
It's true. It's good good times.
Interesting. Okay,
Anyway.
I'll have to look it up.
On to the next topic. Dawn?
Wait, what? Yes. Oh, yes. There has been some exciting stuff coming out. We have talked about Dishonored already, but Dishonored 2 is coming, and very soon. And they've released a live-action trailer, which is a bit of an unusual thing to do for games these days. It's usually cinematic stuff, because everyone loves a good cinematic. But I thought it was a pretty good live-action trailer, and it includes Emily and Corvo in costume, full costume, which is done really well. And yeah, lots of murder and blood and gore. Actually, they removed blood and gore, which was the main point, actually. So it has fighting in it, mechanical weapons and all sorts, but they removed blood and gore and stuff so that it would be under 18. So they could release it advertising for under 18, which was an interesting choice.
It's a nice move.
Yeah, but I thought it was pretty good for a live action trailer. I've seen some awful live action trailers before, so it seemed really, really good.
Yeah, that was one of my main things. Like I haven't seen it, but one of the main things I said like straight away was, if it's live action, it better be good, because there are way too many that aren't. You know,
the costumes were awesome.
That's good.
It's really well choreographed.
They were spot on. Yeah.
It was incredible. Definitely watch it after.
Yeah,
Ash.
it kind of fits in with the whole like game films thing that we talked about last week, where like Assassin's Creed has the film coming out, and it's like, I think now directors are getting more interested in doing like game-based film. And I think that's a good thing, as long as it's done well.
It still is odd to see, like, even if the actors look like the characters, it's still like, ugh, that's not
Emily.
Emily.
Look not human. Why is it a
You're
thing?
not perfect. What?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it was a pretty good match.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. It's a shame that you don't see that more often, Because the problem is you get cosplayers that are, like, spot on to the character, but they can't act. And then you're like...
Yeah.
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 That's just a shame.
Rip. But yeah. It's good.
Oh, yeah, it's very good, though.
And now I want to cosplay Emily.
You should.
Do it. Do it. You'll have to dye your hair black.
Oh, shit.
Or buy a
wig.
Yeah. Anyway, we shall move on if you guys are done with
Dishonored. What's dead?
So, as we have talked about on a few episodes, Evolve is a very controversial game. Many of you may remember it as a game that cost $60 to play, and then released DLC on top of that for every single skin. Evolve is, if you don't know, a like alien hunting game. So it's like an arena-based thing where you have a group of hunters and they're trying to hunt down this monster, and the monster has to evolve in order to get stronger. And then when he hits the 3rd level, it then turns around. So instead of the hunters chasing the monster starts trying to hunt down the hunters. So it was a very fun game. When people played it for the free open beta, like hundreds of thousands of people played it and they really enjoyed it. And then they announced that they were putting a $60 price tag on it, which people still argued was okay until they started releasing all of these DLC that cost like $60 too.
Yeah.
And the DLC for Evolve was some of the most expensive DLC games have had, with the exception of Train Simulator. don't get me started on that.
Everyone loves Train Simulator, am I right?
But yeah,
Always play it.
they lost a ton of players when they announced all this stuff, because the season pass didn't include a lot of the DLC, which defeats the purpose of the season pass.
That's ridiculous.
Season pass.
Yeah, exactly. And so
really
they carried on for a few years, and then about, I think it was 3 or 4 months ago, they announced they were going free to play in order to try and support the game, because they realized they messed up, and they basically changed it to a free to play version. And we spoke about it on the podcast. We all played it, I think, at least for a little while.
One game or two.
Yeah, I played a little bit more than that, and it did seem a bit grindy. And they just recently announced they're dropping support for it altogether. They've officially shut its doors on Evolve, so the company that make it have basically said, yeah, we're giving up on it. It didn't work. We were stupid.
It's a real shame. It was such a good concept, and I think they've realised the concept quite well in the game. It's just, if they had released it as a normal game, you know, £30 or something for the main game, and then had little decent DLCs, they could have done so well. Yeah. If a game is really well reviewed and people enjoyed it, they will pay $60 for it. But then smacking on extra DLCs is a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, especially because there were so many so high priced. I think that's what threw people away. Like, they saw the game, played it when it was free during the beta, and were like, this is the coolest thing ever. I'm going to play this game so much. And then they're like, it's $60, and like half of the people were like, yeah, I'm not playing it.
Yeah, no.
And then it carried on, and then they said, okay, well, we'll offer a season pass so you can get a bunch of DLC. And they were like, okay, yeah, no, that's cool. And then it was, oh yeah, by the way, we've just released another 20 DLC. And your season pass doesn't cover it. Sorry. Yeah,
I do remember seeing it and thinking, oh, that looks cool. And then being like, oh, okay, no. I don't want that at the moment. Maybe when there's a Steam sale, I said to myself, was. and then I never got it. So
the cheapest that game ever went for was £45.
That's way too much.
Which is $60. Yeah. They occasionally had like a 5% off, and maybe a bundled DLC in it, but it was never like properly on sale.
Sadly, you don't get to do that unless you're Call of Duty.
No.
These days.
Battlefield.
So that died.
Yeah, good. Hopefully they've learned from it though, and actually able to produce a game that isn't costing an arm and a leg for.
It's gonna be a real hit to their reputation though. That's
I know that is the problem, but you know they can. It's like Halo Games; they can draw it back maybe.
Yeah, that's good. Anyway, let's go on to the next piece of news.
Okay, so talking about people being angry about money, Rockstar. GTA's always had a hacker scene. There has always been masses of hacking going on in Grand Theft Auto, and it's become quite famous for it. And it seemed like Rockstar didn't really care, because they weren't doing much apart from occasionally timing out a player for a certain amount of days. But they have struck back this week, and they have started to remove in-game money from hackers. So they announced this during their new content patch, I think, that they put out.
Yes.
And anyone who's logged in and has illegitimately hacked money has had a message come up saying, this amount has been removed from your account for illegitimate hacking. And it's just like, it's one of those messages you get, like, just before you start a game, it comes up in the Grand Theft Auto text. It's just one of those, and it's like, yeah, this has been removed from your balance.
Yeah.
So, in a kind of trolly way. A lot of people are angry.
It's quite funny too, because if you hack in GTA, you already get put into a cheaters pool. So like you're already going to be you're more likely, if you cheat, to be put into a game with other cheaters. And the thing is there was a thing before where people were getting banned because cheaters were dropping money onto them. And they hadn't done anything. They were just playing the game as normal. Cheaters would drop money on them, and then they'd get banned for having an illegitimate amount of money. So this isn't like new. It's just, I think they've changed the way they're doing it, so that instead of it banning them outright, it just removes the money and corrects it.
It's removing any money, no matter what account it's on. Even if you're not hacking yourself, it would say this amount has been removed.
Yeah.
Because it's illegitimate.
To help.
Which is fair enough. But...
Yeah. And I think that's a better way to do it, because it stops people from being banned accidentally. And it also makes the game actually balanced. But yeah.
Well, there we go.
So that was that.
That's good. That happened.
That's a thing. We're not particularly bothered either way. We don't like hackers, but
I stopped playing
there's some
GTA
funny hacks
because of that.
There was a Christmas tree and an alien spaceship landed in the middle of my city, which was pretty eventful. But
cool.
Yeah, I stopped playing GTA 5 because of the hacking. Like, you couldn't go into a game without at least one hacker, and it was very unfun to play. The story,
if it makes any difference.
It's one of the few games I've ever played where the single player is better than the multiplayer. Like, genuinely.
No.
Well, I never got into the story mode.
The story
It's
mode...
usually the opposite way.
Well, I mean, for a game that is specifically like GTA.
I guess,
you know,
supposed to be
where everyone knows the multiplayer is where all the focus is put. Like, if you look at GTA, they've done no extra work on the story mode. They've only added stuff to online. You know? And you look at that and you think, oh, the online must be better then. No. By far, the story mode was the best part of GTA 5. And I stand by that. I 100%ed the game because it was so good.
Oh, yeah.
But I would highly recommend, like, if you do like GTA or you haven't played GTA 5 and you want to, the online is getting better, but it's still filled with hackers regardless, and I would only play single player personally. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Ash's tip of the day.
Yeah. Play GTA 5 story mode only.
Yeah. Save yourself.
Yeah.
Save the trouble.
Shall we move on to the next thing?
Yes, we shall move on to a little game called Gwent that was in The Witcher 3, if you've ever played that. It's quite an annoying game. I absolutely hated it when I played it. I didn't touch the thing, or maybe for the tutorial, but that's it. But they are bringing out a card game for Gwent that's apparently all patched and balanced and everything, and the closed beta is actually open right now, so you can go and have a look at that and register if you really want to try it out. It's going to go on until spring next year, so you've got a lot of time to go on and play it. But as it's live, you can obviously still kind of register, but I'm quite interested to see how good it is because, like I said, it was well, he said earlier, not now. It's all balanced, and I really disliked The Witcher 2 because it wasn't balanced and it was just confusing. And I'm just interested in it, you know, because I know how Elder Scrolls Legends got quite good reviews, and I really enjoyed playing it. Well, I'm still playing it, but yeah, Gwen, are you going to touch on it at all, guys?
So I'm going to play it when it comes out, simply because of the fact they have a card called Roach that will randomly appear if it's in your deck. It'll just randomly show up. So they have the card Roach, which is based off the horse in the game of The Witcher 3 if you haven't played it. And people made jokes because sometimes when you were playing the game, Roach would suddenly vanish and then reappear somewhere or be on like a roof or something. And people didn't understand why it kept happening. But in Gwent, in the demo that we saw at E3, they showed off the card Roach, which basically means that if it's in your deck, it has a random chance of just appearing. It'll just show up, and then you can use it, which I thought was kind of funny. But
I'm glad they balanced it, because I thought it was going to be impossible to balance.
They tried really hard. It doesn't mean it actually worked. I suppose that's what the closed beta's for.
They've really worked.
Can we get into the closed beta? Like, can we apply and then...
Yeah, you can now.
If you register, they'll send you an invite code if you get in.
I really want to get in. Can we stream it if we get in? Or is it still under...
I don't know. I've had... If it's closed beta, I've had a lot of closed beta. See... The thing is because I participate in a lot of like behind the scenes stuff, I get invited to closed betas quite often. So, you know, you'll notice that last month, I think, For Honor was doing like beta events where you could live stream it. I've been invited to stuff like that and other projects by Ubisoft that I can't talk about because that would be breaking NDA. And some other companies as well. And the thing is as long as you sign up, if you give them reasonable feedback, you're more likely to be invited to other ones.
Yeah.
So if you are interested, do go and sign up, even if you don't get in, because it's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Yeah, and sign up even if you don't think you'll get in, because they're looking for all sorts of demographics to play it, all sorts of players.
Yeah, it's something that a lot of people wanted. So, yeah, if you like The Witcher, or you went, go sign up.
Go forth and Gwent.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a good game.
It's very good.
We think. We hope it's going to be good.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Professionals.
Oh. Right. Next.
Next up.
It's a big one.
Dun, dun, dun. 'Tis a big one. The WoW patch 7.1 is out. So what they've been teasing from the very first trailer of Legion has arrived, which is Karazhan as a raid, which people have been awaiting for a very, very long time. And I know I've personally hoped for it since... I hoped for it in Cataclysm, basically. I hoped they were going to do a remastered version in Cataclysm, and they never did. So here it is. It's here. If you don't know WoW, Karazhan is basically... I guess you can call it a wizard's tower, full of undead who have been reanimated, and I like it because it's a little bit more lighthearted than the rest of the game. It's like everyone's having a party, there's all the ghosts having a party, and there's like a chess part to it where you have to navigate across a chessboard.
Yes.
There's even like hookers that you have to fight who are in the in the bedroom parts of it. It's great, and it's basically what you'd think of if you thought of a spooky Halloween castle. So I love it, and I'm glad it's back in WoW. And yeah, the patch brings in a few other things as well. Raid parts, also new quest lines, which they haven't really done before. They haven't really added quests as part of the patch before. So new quest lines, and of course the odd thing like, pets and stuff that they've added in so people can keep hunting for those.
So they come back. Renew their
so they come back. Oh, look, a cute pet. I'm so going to renew my subscription.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to know what Karazhan is like, Hearthstone's latest expansion is based on Karazhan. It's called One Night in Karazhan, where if you like anything to do with World of Warcraft, just watch the One Night in Karazhan trailer on YouTube. It's so funny. And it's super funky. The music is definitely on point. But yeah, so that's basically what Karazhan is. It's a giant party with undead ghosts and people from the Warcraft universe, and it's been teased for a while because Blizzard named their expansions after like raids or dungeons. So you had Blackrock Mountain, you had what's it called? Goblins versus Gnomes or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
We know it's coming.
Yeah, and you had the League of Explorers and stuff like that, and then they had Karazhan. So, WoW having more characters, because I think people mentioned that Blizzard were working on stuff for Karazhan before the expansion for Hearthstone came out. So they were like, oh, well, Karazhan's being worked on, so it must be a Hearthstone expansion too. And then it turned out it actually was. So we've known about the patch, but we didn't know what was in it. So it's good. It's arrived. Good.
It's here. Legion's doing well. Seems to be keeping people playing. Well. So I'm happy for it. I just hope WoW lasts a little bit longer. I wanna go back and give it an experiment again.
This would be good.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
on to our last topic of the night.
Oh.
What is it, Revan?
Wow.
What is it?
Well, last week, a big announcement was announced.
Really?
Kind of the same. It was about the same time as Red Dead, wasn't it?
Yes.
Was it not the same day as Red Dead? It wasn't the same day as Red Dead. Well, Nintendo Switch was finally announced after a long time of people wondering what the hell it's going to be, what sort of device it was going to be. Was it going to be a handheld? Was it just going to be a normal console like the NES or something? But it's kind of a mixture of both.
I did not see this coming.
No.
It was incredible.
I was just like...
Nobody did.
I know. I think everyone was shocked. Everyone was going crazy for it. It just looks awesome.
It's a console handheld multiplayer device.
Exactly.
We're a bit
But it's
confused
also not a
about what it
console
actually
because
is.
the charging port doesn't actually give it any extra stuff.
No, it's not. It's weird. But they've got a lot of things going for it. They're supporting the Unreal Engine for. They've probably got Skyrim on it. Maybe. It was on the trailer, but they haven't necessarily confirmed it. But the developers and publishers that they've partnered with.
Yeah.
You know, they've partnered with EA, Bethesda, Ubisoft, Square Enix. You know, all the big companies, as well as others. So they're really going to town with this console handheld thing.
Yeah.
You know, finally actually pushing the boundary between them and Xbox and PlayStation. I think it's something that they needed to do.
I feel like they've been out of the running for a while. Since the Wii.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just been like, oh, we do family games, yay. Yeah, give this to your kids, and you know they've been out of the serious console running for a very long time. So I'm glad that they've innovated a little bit with this.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. It's a good console. I'm getting it for my birthday because it comes out in March. So that's totally gonna be my birthday present to myself.
Yeah, I might have to get it too.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
What about the PS4 that you were gonna get, Ash? Is that also a birthday present for yourself?
No.
Oh, times have changed.
You're just gonna get a Nintendo.
I'll get a PlayStation 4, but it won't be my birthday present to myself.
Your Christmas present.
Nintendo is my childhood and my adulthood. Like, I can't deny that Nintendo basically made me start gaming. So the fact that they've come up with something that actually looks pretty good, you know, is going to be a big game changer for me. And so
I'm surprised how good the games are that they've announced that are going to be on there already. Like, I didn't realize that Skyrim and stuff were going to be on it, because I saw the initial trailer with Skyrim and I was like, what?
Yeah, see, that's the weird
seems like an odd pick for Nintendo.
They haven't announced it
on
the list. So,
but still,
there was a list like leaked about what sort of games are going to be on the Switch, and they showed Skyrim in the trailer, but it's not confirmed to be coming out for the Switch.
Spooky.
Which is kind of weird, because when people contacted Bethesda, they were like, oh yeah, we had a great pleasure, you know, partnering with Nintendo. But when they asked, is Skyrim coming out on the Switch, they said, we're not going to comment.
Ooh,
and it's like,
so it could have just been a ploy.
It's like,
or it could mean the new Skyrim? Not Skyrim, Elder Scrolls?
Well, the thing is it was very clearly in Skyrim, because
I know, but they could have just...
Maybe
had that as Elder Scrolls in general.
Because I mean, Elder Scrolls 6 is in the works, but it's going to be a very long time before it's done. Like at least another 4 or 5 years minimum.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Playing that with my kids.
Kids. Sorry.
I'm scared.
Kids.
I have something to tell you.
Oh dear. But yeah. So that's going to be awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to the Switch. I think a lot of people are. Plus, there's a chance that there's going to be a Pokemon game on it, which means I can play Pokemon on my TV.
And you can take it around with you as well, which is like, because I think, like, I don't have a handheld at the moment. I haven't had a handheld since the original DS, and now I'm like, I don't have to get a console and a handheld. I could just get this.
And you know, it's a pretty powerful device considering what it is, because when it's in the docking station and you can plug it into your TV, the docking station doesn't have any extra components in it. It literally is just an output to TV. So the device itself, the handheld part, is the device that has all the hardware in it. There's nothing in the dock except, you know, the ability to output to the TV, which means you can literally play stuff like, you know, The Legend of Zelda and stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I'd like to know what's inside that thing. It's quite small and thin.
It's an NVIDIA card. They partnered with NVIDIA to get like a GPU, and they've got a custom processor design as well. That's meant to improve.
How is that thing not going to overheat? That's what I don't understand.
I mean,
they've obviously engineered it so it doesn't. They're smart people. I mean, they've been in the works.
You can look at the Wii U gamepad. That's pretty similar in design, and that has, you can play games on that. Yes, it's only streaming the game to the pad, but like, I'm sure it wouldn't be that much more.
Yeah, I'm just thinking in context of I have a Microsoft Surface, which is a tablet. Yeah. And it's about that thickness, yet it has a whole load of fans on the sides. It gets quite hot on the bottom when you're playing stuff. And I mean, that doesn't even run, that would run like very low graphics games. add a push. And I'm like, how are they fitting that power in there?
It's pretty powerful. It's just it's really loud when you do play something a little bit intensive. Like it's surprisingly, it's one of those devices where it's suspiciously good at running things. Like you look at it and you think, oh, that won't run anything, but in actual fact, it's pretty powerful for the size of it. It's just, it's really loud.
Wondering how they're going to do it, but Nintendo will have something in the works. They always sort things out.
They probably won't output to 720p because that was one of the things. Like when the Xbox 360 and PlayStation were around, they were outputting at 720p, and the Wii was only 480p. It wasn't even HD. You know, and that was at the time where HD was a thing, you know, and they always seem to be one kind of resolution behind, but supposedly it runs at 900p, so it's not too far off.
That's a lot of P's.
Yeah, so it's slightly less than 1080p, but it's going to be good. So I'm looking forward to it.
Screen on it.
Oh, you're a robot.
Robot robot
Also, but yeah.
Okay.
I was just saying. It would look better on that screen.
Yeah.
On that screen than it would on the TV. But still, it's not massively different to 91080. It's just so close.
I have good hopes for it.
Yeah,
don't we?
I think we all do. I think we're all going to end up having one.
Probably.
Play some games.
Yeah, so I think that marks the end of the stream this week. We're not doing a giveaway because I'm awful. And there's no question of the week because we've been busy. But we will be back next week, hopefully, if we're not too busy. And we'll have something then. So don't worry about that. But yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed. I think everyone here did.
Nah. That
alternating decisions. Oh wow.
Nah.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. And we'll see you guys really soon. So thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you next week at 7:30.
Thanks, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.